Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be testing these 4 untested desktop PCs from the 2000s. From the early 2000s to the early 2010s, I believe. So, what we have here is a Compaq Evo and an HP Compaq that looks to be water damaged of some sort. 2 Optiplex, Dell Optiplex 7010s. This one's a slim model, this one's a normal, regular model. Now, there's some interesting stickers on the sides of a couple of these. So this one says Lincoln Education Services, and this one says CBS Radio. So, looks like those two were owned by some company, organization of some sort. The other ones just seem to be normal computers with no extra stickers on them. However, this one does have the words FedEx written on it in black marker on a black casing, but this one could have been owned by FedEx because it literally said FedEx. So I think we should start off with the top one because it's on the top. So let's just get these other computers onto the ground. And this HP one we'll take a deeper dive into later because a whole PC got water damaged somehow. So here it is, this Dell Optiplex. So it has a Core i5 processor in it. And it's designed for Windows 7. It has a Windows 7 product key up there. So on the inside, there is a hard drive. So this computer's not wiped at all. So there's one hard drive inside, and we have a graphics card. We have an optical drive, like you saw in the front. We have 2 RAM sticks to be in dual channel. Now 2 GB, one 2 GB on this side, and I'm assuming the other one is also 2 GB. We'll have to see. It's also 2 GB, so 2 2 GB sticks in dual channel. So this fan here on the side to be held in with some sort of wire. I think maybe it broke off or they added it in for extra airflow, but looks to be held in there pretty well. So I think it's about time that we get this thing powered on. And before we do that, let's just take a look at this hard drive here. So it has 2 SATA cables in it. Maybe there's a second hard drive in here at one time, or at one point. But this drive has some sticker on it. 250 GB. Don't know what this is. AV1030 post NBNR16 USB Opti 7010. 7/30/2015. So that would be, what is it? July 30th, 2015. Final A18. Don't know what that is. And it has a star and some weird symbol there. So, computer has been opened at some point, or the hard drive was just popped in here from another computer. Maybe it was supposed to be put in here, or it had a hard drive replacement, who knows. But the only thing that we can do is power it up. And I'm going to put it down here and plug in all of the cables, and we'll see if it powers on. Now, this computer uses DVI, so I'm going to need to get a DVI adapter for the graphics card. So I'm going to go get that now. Alright, so I've gotten the DVI adapter plugged in to the computer, and let's turn it on. See if the optical drive ejects. Optical drive ejects, it's very clean inside the optical drive. And it posts, I'm assuming it has Windows 10, since this is a newer OptiPlex. So Windows 10, no, and it's Windows 7. So it looks like it was not shut down properly the last time. Or it crashed. But it has Windows 7. I usually expect machines of this age to have Windows 10 on them. An earlier version of Windows 10, because the product key sticker shows Windows 8 on it, so like the background of it, which means it's a later Windows 7 machine. So let's just see. Let's get the mouse over here, keyboard. So looks like it has drivers installed, just based on the resolution. So it has Windows 7 Professional, like the product key sticker says. And it looks like there's no password. So maybe the machine was reset at some point. Or it just never had a password. Which is weird because the sticker on it says CBS Radio, which means it would have been owned by CBS at some point. CBS, yeah, CBS. So not sure why they wouldn't secure the computer with a password, just to protect the stuff, or maybe it's just used for audio, interpreting audio, who knows. And I don't care. I'm gonna mute my phone. So okay, so this computer's not wiped, just as I thought. Not right now. So let's go to system properties here. And let's see. Okay, so it looks like this computer is using the Dell OEM installation of Windows, because it has that Dell stuff there. Now, looks like there's a network drive that this was connected to, Dell 710C. So, looks like there's some audio stuff on here. Let's go through these programs here. So we've got some Microsoft Office stuff here. Quest software. Not sure what that's about. So we have Adobe Reader, Adobe Application Manager, Excel, Audio Vault. So there's a lot of there's quite some audio applications on here. There's Flex UI Production, if you can see up there in the start menu. So, open. And the background here, boot time CPU, so this is all blank. There's nothing there. Not sure why that's the system background. But this computer's working so far. Yeah, and that background. There's no Dell background. There's a Dell logo on the system properties here, but that's it. Only a Dell logo. It has a 32-bit operating system, so I guess for those applications. And let's go to the task manager. So let's zoom in here. Camera is not focusing right now. So your application was not able to contain a license because FlexNet License Server Manager could not determine where to find licensing. So I guess the computer needs to be connected to the internet, but I can confirm the computer works. It has some cool software on it for a radio station maybe. But let's shut it down and test the Compaq Evo here. So while it's shutting down, let's take a look at this Compaq Evo desktop here. Now I actually already have one of these, but it's missing the Windows XP product key sticker, and that's basically the only difference. Oh yeah, the Windows XP sticker is bigger than the one here. This is the type of sticker that you would see on laptops and stuff. But basically the same. Mine also came without an optical drive, but this one was assembled properly. So the other one had the cover put on backwards, so it's not installed properly. And so this one is very similar to the other one. It came with a hard drive, slightly different hard drive from the other one. So similar, they came in similar conditions, missing the optical drive, and they still had hard drives in them. The CPU is missing, so I gotta get that fixed. But let's go over it real quick. So you have the Compaq logo here, the Windows stickers, and the Pentium 4 sticker here. So you have power right there. You have 2 USB, 1 port for microphone, 1 port for headphones, and audio output, audio input. You have a floppy drive, and you would have had an optical drive here. Now on the side, there's just a small sticker with the barcode on it that says Hewlett Packard right there. Some letters and stuff. So we have the switch here to release the top cover. We have vents here for air ventilation. On the back here, we just have our power supply with our power supply connector. Now we have the same audio ports just on the back here, and 2 USB just like the front, a serial port, networking port. Now looks like you could install your own graphics card here if you wanted to, like maybe upgrade it and not have to use the integrated ones right here. We have a printer parallel port. We have another serial port, and of course we have our keyboard and mouse inputs. So I'm gonna have to get a Pentium 4 CPU from my other identical Compaq computer, Compaq Evo desktop. So I'm going to get that CPU and install it inside later on. But on the top here, we have our product key sticker, our specifications, or whatever the sticker's for, and as I was talking about earlier, FedEx. Now, not sure why that was written on here. Maybe it's owned by FedEx, like I said earlier. But you can just take a look inside. And here we have a Western Digital hard drive. Now, there we go. It has a little cover on the back for some reason. So, here's the hard drive. Western Digital Caviar. WD-400. So it's a, what's the size of this drive? It was manufactured in 2003, but I can't seem to find how large the hard drive is. Oh, 40 gigabyte. So 40 gigabyte hard drive, and under here we have the stuff. So here's the CPU cooler and stuff. Here's the CPU cooler latch. You only get one of them. And this computer needs some RAM, and good thing I have some RAM just sitting on my nightstand. So this computer's missing the exact same parts as my other Compaq Evo for some reason. But we have some RAM installed. I'm going to get an optical drive to install in here, and of course a Pentium 4 CPU. So I'm going to get those parts, and then we can continue testing, going through this PC. So let's do it. Alright, so I've gotten the Pentium 4 CPU here. I'm just going to install it into computer. There we go. So now we can put the heatsink back on. And I'm going to put the latch onto it as well. I'm going to tighten it. And I'm going to do it for the other side with the spare latch I got from the other working Compaq desktop. So let's tighten that. Ow. And there we go. So you can just put this back down. That can put the hard drive back inside computer. And there we go. The hard drive is installed, and I have an optical drive in my closet. A Samsung optical drive that I can use in this computer. And the screws don't fit. Good thing I have a screwdriver. So let's just unscrew these screws here. Oh, the other latch is wedged back here. And how did that get there? I guess from just wiggling around. But yeah, there it is. So since this thing is designed for Windows XP, I'm going to assume that it has Windows XP on it, because Pentium 4s do not run Windows Vista, Windows 7 that well, from my experience. So just plug in optical drive and its cables. There we go. That's installed in there good enough. So let's put the front cover back on. So let's test it. Now, gotta unplug the Dell here. And I'll just move that to the side. So let's plug in Compaq computer next. So let's plug in the mouse. Okay. So computer's working. power supply fan is spinning. Oh, I forgot to plug in the CPU fan. So let me plug that in and I'll be back. The CPU fan was already plugged in. I thought the CPU fan was attached to the heatsink for a second, but no, it's not. So the computer is working, so I'm gonna turn it on. It's much quieter than the other one I have. So it's counting the memory, which is not fun to wait for. So Compaq Evo D510 SFF. No, I think the RAM in there is about 1 GB, I think. So this is gonna take a while to do. And why does my camera keep not unfocusing? Is it not clean? Clean it. So I'm just gonna let this count until it finishes counting the memory. And yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit. So it's finished counting. Let's just press F1 to save changes. So just boot. It's gonna have, it has Windows XP. Yep. I don't know what that was about, that error message. But it looks to be booting just fine into Windows XP. And the product key says Windows XP Professional on it, so I'm assuming that it's going to be Windows XP Professional. And no password. So this is the FedEx one here. Let's see what programs it has. Has basically nothing on it except CC Cleaner and a few other programs. The device manager here. All of the drivers are installed. General here, registered to HP. So I think this thing has been reset at some point. So Service Pack 3, Windows XP. Yeah, this thing is empty. Nothing on here. Absolutely nothing on this hard drive, except for a few programs. So I don't know what the FedEx thing on the computer was about, but the computer's working. That's good. I'm gonna shut it down. Okay, so contact works, but hard drive is basically empty. So I'm gonna put this computer over here on a carpet, so, or rug, whatever you want to call it. Now the HP machine here, I'm not sure if it's even safe to turn on, because just look at it, there's rust. You can see the rust, and product key stickers fallen off somehow. It's really not the most clean thing. So I want to open this thing up. And I already did once before, and I was not impressed with the condition here. So it looks pretty sad, honestly. So it has a hard drive in it, but I'm not sure how good the power supply is going to be in this system. I doubt it's going to work at all. But lifting some things up, can take a look at the hard drive here. I've already taken a look at the system prior to making this video, but this is the hard drive. Samsung SpinPoint, which I was pretty surprised to see. Never see that many OEM systems with Samsung hard drives. Now this is a 40 gigabyte model, so I'm assuming this machine has Windows XP since it's from that era. Now you can just see all the corrosion and rust on it. So I want to take out the power supply so that I can test it, make sure it looks clean inside. I might not even turn this thing on in this video. So let's just get everything out. Unplug the power supply cable going to the main board, the main power supply cable. This could have been stored in a shed and it just became like this over time, just from how the weather's been in the town I live in. So let's get this corroded computer out of here. Even the case looks terrible, the plastic. So HP OEM power supply here. It's rusty. That's how bad it got. So let's just unscrew it here. And I can't unscrew any of the screws. I'm gonna need another screwdriver. And good thing I have my iFixit screwdriver kit here. So let's just unscrew these screws. So let's just keep unscrewing. All right. Okay. These screws are not cooperating right now. Looks like there's pollen in it. Some yellow stuff up there. Now, for all I know, this thing could have been stored outside. That screw's stuck. Yeah, these screws are really stuck in there from all of the tarnishing on the metal. And why does my camera keep not focusing? Okay, there. Okay. It's coming out slowly. Yeah, even an adult would have to use some effort to get these out. Yeah, they're really stuck in there. My arm is getting sore as hell. So this one came out a little easier. So it looks like I only have one screw left, and that's the stubborn one here. Ow! This thing's stuck. It's unscrewing, but just not very well. I might not even reinstall this screw when I put the power supply back together. Let me use some other tools to get this stubborn screw out. So I've got this thing. It's out. Yeah, there's quite some corrosion on that, but I think it should be able to come out now. And it comes out that way. Pretty interesting. So, power supply does not look too good, and that's to be expected. There's a wasp in there. There's a whole wasp in here. It's a dead wasp, but it's a wasp. How does that even get into a power supply? These grates are way too small for... Actually, no, a wasp could get in through the vents. That's crazy. And if you guys didn't know, I hate wasps. Like, a few years ago, the wasps could come into my room before I sealed those holes that they could get into there. And me and my dad sealed those holes, and no more wasps have come in ever since. But yeah, a whole wasp. But the power supply capacitors look okay, but my question is the PCB. How's the PCB? So it uses a proprietary connector for the power supply here. But I'm gonna put this power supply back together in the meantime because I just don't want to deal with it right now. So let's just get it back together. Okay. Let's just seal this thing up. So if the screws don't want to screw in all the way, then that's fine. I don't want them to be too tight, just in case I want to take this power supply apart again. I might have a spare power supply somewhere. I have another Compaq, HP Compaq, similar era, slightly older actually, but that one might have the correct power supply. But for now, I want to just neaten up the inside of this computer first. You know, honestly, I think something's been living in this computer before they threw it out. Because who knows what all of this stuff is. Wind can't easily blow through vents, blow that stuff through vents like that easily. So we have 512 megabyte stick. The design of this computer really does give me Windows Vista vibes. You know, Windows Vista era vibes. So maybe this thing had Windows Vista, maybe it has Windows XP, who knows. The stickers are missing on it because the cover that had the stickers on it were taken off of the computer. So it's like, yeah, there's plenty of critters in this computer, but let's get this heatsink in first. If the computer doesn't work right away, then that's fine. And yeah, it's missing a screw to the motherboard. I'll have to get that later. For now, I just want to get the stupid thing inside aligned, the stupid cooler. And how do I plug it in? So does it go in this way? I don't know which way this cooler goes in. It looks like it goes in this way because otherwise the fan can't plug in. So I take that out first, then I screw in the cooler. And it uses proprietary screws. Thanks, HP. I mean, Compaq came up with that proprietary screw idea, and then HP bought Compaq, and then HP started using that on their Compaq machines. And even some of their machines, so it's really just a lose. And don't do what I'm doing. Don't screw the screws in one by one. Just slowly tighten each of them until all of them are evenly tightened. But I'm stupid, so I don't do that. I do it the dangerous way. Oh. This computer's definitely used a lot. All right. There we go. Heatsink is on there. It's got the fan. This plastic thing in there for airflow. Let's get that back in there. Let's get the hard drive in there. And I need a SATA cable. Actually, I don't want to put that back first. So I'm going to just put that hard drive back in there. I hope this hard drive still has the HP recovery stuff on it, because that would be nice to have. So I'm going to extract some parts from other computers, and I'll be back. So I do not have any more, I do not have a spare power supply, that is. So I might just test the computer with the power supply as is because I'm stupid and I'm not safe. So I'm just going to install this power supply in here. This is the computer I was most excited about, and of course it has to be the most damaged one out of all of them. So, let's just plug all of the power cables back in. And one SATA cable for the hard drive. And, okay, so we have power for floppy drive up here. Let me just point the camera to it. Power for the floppy drive. And power for the optical drive. There we go. And also, this heatsink, it's got to install that heatsink. Yeah, so this HP was owned by some education institution, or educational service company, whatever. So, I guess this PC got retired, and then they just left it outside, which doesn't seem like the smartest idea. So, let's put the cover back on. And I might come back to this later. So, I'm gonna test this one outside if I have time later on in the day today. But for now, this thing will just sit over on the rug. Now, this is the last PC. The very last PC of this one, out of all of them. So, of course, the Dell Optiplex here. Now, this was thrown out by the same guy. It was a guy who threw this out. He said they all work, so, including that one, which I've already tested. So I'm assuming this one is going to be similar with Windows 7 installed on it. And, of course, it's going to work because he said it worked. So we have a 250 gigabyte hard drive, just like the last Dell. We have a Core i7 in this one, so this one's slightly higher end than the other one. We have no GPU installed. And that's basically it. So, has power supply, has optical drive, just like the other ones. Not too much interesting with this one, but I'll test it out. So, just plug it in. And about the HP Compaq, after I test this computer and this video clip, if there's another video clip outside with the HP Compaq, then you know I've tested it. So, let's see. So, blinking orange power light. That's not good. So, let's just turn it back on. And same blinking power light. So that's interesting. And the fans are running at full speed. So I'm just going to bring it up here so that we can troubleshoot. Okay. So let's unplug the computer. Make sure all of the power's drained out of it. Let's reseat the RAM. And okay. So I think I fixed it. Yeah, I fixed it by just reseating the RAM. So there we go. Put this cover back on. And it's starting into Windows 7, just like I thought. So this could have been owned by the CBS radio place too. Who knows? But I guess we'll just have to wait and see if it has the same audio stuff on it. So basically got 3 perfectly working computers, which is nice, for free. I love free stuff. Now optical drive ejects, and it has a password. So news, no password. Let's go into news. Let's see what news they have. But I'm not going to show that. So if you've just seen the cut clip there, if you've noticed that I've cut the clip, that means I did it for a reason, and the computer here has a background of somebody that I don't know who it is. The wallpaper here says hallelujah. I'll show you that part. So, yeah. So, let me just log out of this account. So, there's a speaker inside. And administrator, of course, it has a password. So, yeah. So, okay, so my iPad has run out of storage, which is not good. So I only have a few gigabytes left to film, so I'm gonna make this last clip pretty quick. So I'm going to log into this account with the weird wallpaper, and I'm gonna open up an application. I'll open up Chrome, because I don't know who this guy is. So I'm just gonna full screen Chrome. And yeah, I'm not gonna open Chrome right now. Let's open let's see. Let's open up Calculator. Let's actually no, that can't be full screen. Let's open up Paint. And I'll full screen Paint. And boom, there we go. The background is gone. So let's go to computer here. So it looks like this this is a newer, much newer Dell system, or it's just using the OEM Dell installation of Windows 7. So it looks like it is, just based on how the C drive is named OSC. That's how it is on Dell computers. And there's an application on here called News Boss. So it looks like you have to connect to a server. What about iNews? You have iNews on here. So you have to connect to a server. Prompter. Yeah, so you have to connect to a database. Okay, so there's something called the audio editor. That all of these applications need to connect to a server. So I guess that's that makes sense. So let's see. Some Dell stuff here. So we have NewsBoss XLE. So we have NewsBoss. Yeah, just what's new. Let's see what's new in NewsBoss. So let's go into the C drive here. And 2018, stuff like that. Okay. Ugh, just burped. So let's go to users. So yeah, this was used for quite some years. News administrator. Yeah. So this is not so it's no, I don't want to go there. Let's go to control panel and see if this is a standard user. User accounts. Manage another account. Yeah, this is not, this is just a standard user like it says there. So I think that's going to be it. Cut that clip out. So, as I was saying, this is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you see the HP computer in another clip, well, if there's another clip, what am I talking about? This is going to be the end of this video, and there might be another clip, or yeah, video clip added to this video of me testing that HP computer. So be on the lookout for that clip, or just, you know, just wait and see. But it's gonna be it for this video. If there's no extra clip, then there's no extra clip. That means I didn't test it. But this is gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.